welcome back to another video, man. Today we have when DMX crossed the line with Tupac, you feel me? Somebody told me to check out this videos why DMX hated Tupac or didn't like Tupac. I couldn't find a video with that title, but I guess it's the closest thing. This video literally came out 13 days ago. So by the time y'all seeing this video by the creator that I'm reacting off, this came out like 15 days ago. So, you know, we're going to jump straight into it. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notification bell to be notified every time I drop a video. And yeah, we about to jump straight into it.
Hey, yo, for real, that nigga Tupac can suck my dick.
Say what? Hold up, wait a minute.
Hey, yo, for real, that nigga Tupac can suck my dick.
Say what?
This is where it gets tricky. Tupac or DMX?
Hip-hop in the 90s wasn't just music. It was war. Every bar was a bullet.
Tupac or DMX? If I had to pick Tupac or DMX, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Both of their, dang, it's a word that I use when I describe them. I think DMX is better at, it's not demeanor, it's not it's not demeanor. I think it starts with a D. I think it's a D word, but it's not. It's like emotion. I think Tupac is like, I think DMX has like the best rapper to show his emotion. Like, you could feel it, you could really relate and get where he's coming from. Tupac is second, I feel like, but DMX is great at expressing his feelings and feeling his energy through his music. But if I had to pick, I can't.
Track of Battlefield. Tupac Shakur was the undisputed general of the West Coast.
And some people might not like that because Tupac got way more like crazy classics than DMX. But DMX is nice. I have a personal connection with DMX. Like, as far as like when I was at my lowest, like his music really helped me.
A revolutionary force who carried the weight of the streets on his back. By 1996, he wasn't just a rapper. He was a legend walking, a symbol of defiance and raw emotion. But in the streets, legends don't go unchallenged for long. DMX, the hungry, growling voice out of Yonkers, New York, was a different kind of beast. Known for his fiery energy, gut-wrenching delivery, and unrelenting hunger, DMX didn't come into the game to kneel at anyone's throne. So when the infamous freestyle "I Shot Ya" surfaced in the underground, featuring DMX spitting venom, it wasn't just a diss. It was an explosion. In the unreleased verse, DMX barked the words that shook anyone within earshot. And yo, for real, that nigga Tupac can suck my D.
Hold up. What color is this person? That brother black or that brother white? Because that brother said the N word hard, but he blanked out the D word? Huh?
Was an explosion. In the unreleased verse, DMX barked the words that shook anyone within earshot. And yo,
I'm not gonna lie to you. That didn't shock my ears. What you just said shocked my ears.
oh, for real, that nigga Tupac can suck my D. The line was raw, vulgar, and a clear declaration of war. Tupac had passed just months before.
He said that about Tupac when he passed, though.
Streets were mourning, fans were grieving, and yet DMX didn't hesitate to take aim. This wasn't some subliminal jab. This was a full-on assault. The question is, why? What made DMX go at Tupac, especially at a time when his name was almost sacred? To understand the diss, you got to understand who DMX was and what the game looked like in the mid-90s. DMX wasn't a mainstream star yet. He was still clawing his way up from the Yonkers underground, building his reputation as one of the most ferocious rappers alive. Freestyling was his weapon, and raw honesty was his creed. In the cypher world, there was no room for filters, no need for tact. DMX wasn't the kind of artist who softened his words for anyone, not even Tupac. The frustration came from the growing pressure in hip-hop to live up to Tupac's name. After Tupac's death, his image became larger than life. He wasn't just a man anymore. He was a myth, an untouchable icon. To DMX, this wasn't just annoying, it was suffocating. Tupac's shadow loomed over every artist who tried to come up after him, And for someone as fiercely independent as DMX, that was a problem.
Now people compare you to Tupac. What do you think about that? Is that cool?
I don't think about that. You don't think about it? I do what I do. I'm gonna go where I'm gonna go. Be who I'm gonna be. Right? Love it.
DMX didn't hate Tupac personally, but he hated the pedestal Tupac was being placed on.
So he just didn't like the comparisons. He didn't like when it came to DMX, he didn't want his name to be brought up with nobodies. He just wanted his music. When his music was brought up, he just wanted his name to be brought up. He didn't want to be compared to nobody. That's what I'm starting to get.
DMX, Tupac wasn't a god. He was just a man. And men were fair game. The line on I Shot Ya wasn't just about Tupac. It was about tearing down the untouchable image that surrounded him.
Let me say it again. I just want you to listen to me one time, each time. You can't listen to God twice in one situation. You can't listen to him twice in one situation. Because that either means you wasn't listening the first time or you changed your mind about what you did.
The freestyle wasn't just a diss aimed at Tupac. It also took shots at the entire West Coast. DMX, coming from the trenches of New York during the tail end of the East Coast versus West Coast feud, carried a chip on his shoulder for anyone repping the other side. Tupac had become the face of the West Coast, its loudest voice, and its most defiant soldier. To diss Pac was to diss everything the West Coast stood for. DMX, however, wasn't trying to play by the rules of coast-to-coast politics. For him, it wasn't about geography, it was about authenticity. Tupac's duality, his ability to switch between revolutionary preacher and thugged-out provocateur, didn't sit right with DMX. The streets demanded consistency, and to
So DMX wanted that brother to pick a side. Listen, how you gonna be revolutionizing rapper, uplifting rapper for the black community? Then you gangster. Like, how you switching sides? That's basically what DMX getting at. Be consistent, pick a side. What you want to be, thug life or free life?
His ability to switch between revolutionary preacher and thugged-out provocateur didn't sit right with DMX. The streets demanded consistency, and to DMX, Tupac didn't always deliver that. The diss was a way to remind everyone that no name, no movement, and no coast was above the grind. Tupac's death may have silenced him, but to DMX, it didn't make him untouchable. The most obvious reason DMX's diss felt wrong is that Tupac had already passed. While Tupac was alive, he thrived on confrontation. He dissed people unapologetically and welcomed the smoke. If DMX had said this while Pac was still around, it would have been different. Tupac could have responded in his raw, fiery way. But taking shots at someone who's 6 feet under, that doesn't just feel like a diss to Pac.
Nah, that's actually messed up, because I wonder how Pac would have reacted if he was alive. You feel me? What would he have said? Like, imagine them two going back and forth on a track.
It feels like a diss to his legacy and everyone who loved him. After his death, Tupac wasn't just a rapper anymore. He became a symbol. To many, he represented a spirit of unflinching honesty, activism, and raw emotion that the world hadn't seen before. He wasn't just another MC, he was a martyr. Dissing Tupac felt like dissing a cultural hero, someone who had died fighting battles bigger than himself. DMX's line came across as reckless and disrespectful to everything Pac stood for. When DMX dropped that freestyle, Tupac's death was still fresh. The East Coast versus West Coast beef had claimed two of hip-hop's biggest icons, and the wounds were still wide open. Tupac's fans were grieving, and DMX's diss felt like pouring salt in the wound. Even if DMX didn't intend it that way, the timing made it sting harder. While DMX's words can feel harsh, they come from his unfiltered, unapologetic persona. DMX wasn't the kind of artist to sugarcoat anything, even if it ruffled feathers. For DMX, Tupac wasn't a god. He was another man in the game. And men in the game were fair targets, dead or alive. DMX wasn't trying to disrespect the dead. He was trying to level the playing field. The reaction to DMX
He was basically trying to show y'all, like, no man is untouchable. No man, like, whether you dead or alive, nothing's off limits when it comes to this rapping stuff. You feel me? He's basically saying, like, he's no bigger than me, I'm no bigger than him. Even though he's passed away, it's like we all at the same level. You feel me? Nobody's at a different level in this. Like, I'm showing you that I got that aggression. I got that bite back too. Like, I got that aggression. I can go at people. You mean? But I kind of get what the person is saying, but then again, it's like he said, the timing was horrible.
And men in the game were fair targets, dead or alive. DMX wasn't trying to disrespect the dead. He was trying to level the playing field. The reaction to DMX's line was swift and divided. Tupac's fans were furious. To them, it was a blatant sign of disrespect, a violation of the unspoken rule that you don't go after the dead. Pac had only recently passed, and his death still felt like an open wound in the culture. To hear someone say, "Tupac can suck my D," felt like someone pouring salt on that wound. But DMX's supporters argued that this wasn't about disrespect, it was about raw honesty. Tupac had taken plenty of shots at his enemies while he was alive, and DMX was simply playing the same game. The cipher was hip-hop.
It's like I get both perspectives, but I lean more towards Pac's side because it's like he's gone already. But then again, in this generation, people speak on the dead a lot. So it's like, it really don't bother me, though. It don't bother me in the sense of it's too far because that's what I'm used to in this generation. But then it's like, I got to put myself in that in the late 90s, like, what's off bars? You feel me? Nowadays, ain't nothing off bars. They talking about grandmothers. Like, they not playing no games.
At its most primal, unfiltered, unrelenting, and unapologetic. DMX's fans saw the diss as a necessary challenge. To them, DMX wasn't spitting hate, he was keeping it real. Over the years, DMX's feelings about Tupac became more nuanced. In interviews, he would speak on Tupac with a mix of respect and critique. DMX admired Tupac's passion, his ability to channel raw emotion, and his willingness to speak out against injustice. But DMX also felt Tupac had been put on a pedestal that erased his flaws, and that wasn't something DMX could get behind. For him, no man, no matter how talented, respected, or beloved, was above criticism. The diss wasn't about hate. It was about cutting through the mythology that had grown around Tupac after his death. DMX once said that he was ready to say anything to anyone, dead or alive, if it meant staying true to himself. That's what the I Shot Ya freestyle was about. Brutal, unfiltered truth, no matter how much it hurt. DMX's diss didn't stop Tupac's legacy from growing. If anything, it reinforced just how untouchable Pac was in the eyes of his fans. But it also showed the world that DMX wasn't afraid of anyone, not even the memory of a legend. When DMX finally broke through with It's Dark and Hell is Hot in 1998, he proved he didn't need to be the next Tupac. The diss became part of hip-hop lore, a reminder that in this game, no crown is safe. DMX may have barked at the king, but he did it with the kind of honesty that only someone who's lived through hell can deliver. Because in the streets, respect isn't about who you leave untouched. It's about who you're willing to challenge. And DMX, he wasn't afraid to challenge anyone.
It would have been better if the brother challenged him while he was alive, though. I'm going to keep it a buck. You feel me? But that's the end of that video. You feel me? Y'all comment down below. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that right there. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell to be notified every time I drop a video, man. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Hope y'all enjoy.